Hello Sassy Beauties, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel. This channel is for high value, ambitious women who want to attract and keep high quality, high value men. Now in today's video, I'm going to talk about whether you can get your ex back. So if you've been wondering, can you get your ex back? Is it possible? Then this video is for you. Now, if you would like some deeper information about whether you can get your ex back, then I highly recommend you check out the quiz that I created in the link on the screen or in the description, where you can take that quiz and answer some situation-based questions, and the system will spit out an analysis of what it thinks about your particular situation and give you some further guidance on what to do if you are trying to get an ex back. So that link is in the description or on the screen right now. Can you get your ex back? The short answer is yes. Yes, you can. Of course you can. Lots of people go back to their exes. Lots of people break up, then get back together. It is actually pretty common, okay? So I want to spend this video talking about some of the factors that will help influence this decision and whether it's a real possibility for you. So number one, does your ex still care after the breakup? If your ex is messaging you regularly after the breakup, they're keeping some kind of contact after the breakup, that's a really good sign. Now, some people start to freak out if their ex haven't contacted them in a week, 2 weeks, a month. And generally, that's not a very long time. After a breakup, your perception of time becomes really skewed. So you went from seeing and talking to this person every single day to all of a sudden nothing. So when you go all of a sudden nothing for a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, it feels like a lifetime, especially if you're, in that breakup phase, especially when you feel it's very final. So every day that goes by without any contact feels like a lifetime. So your perception of time becomes greatly skewed. It's very different from, a normal month going by, where a normal month out of a normal random year goes by super fast. But now you're in a situation where every single day, every minute, every second feels like it goes on forever. So trust me when I say a month or two after a breakup is not a lot of time. So give it time. Number two, after your ex reaches out, now you know at least they're okay to have a normal conversation with you. And it's really important at this point, you do not put the pressure on them to talk about getting back together or go back to your normal relationship-y ways. Now you need to back off and just go back to the basics of having a normal, casual, friendly conversation. Okay, that's it. Don't read any more into that. If you can sustain having normal, friendly conversations with your ex, then they're more likely to keep initiating, keep coming back for more conversations. And that's what you want. You want them to keep in the loop with you, to keep in contact with you, or else it's going to be very hard to develop anything or redevelop anything. So at this stage, what you want to discover is the real reason why they left. Most people will not tell their partners the real reason at the point of breakup. They're either too mad, too frustrated, or they just want a clean break, and they don't want to go into lengthy conversations about what went wrong, so they keep it really short and sweet, or they don't say anything at all and they just disappear, right? So if you can get back to normal level conversations, now you can talk about what really went wrong in that relationship and what you could do to improve, to change. Just some tips about this. If you're going to have this conversation, you need to be prepared to take constructive criticism. This is where you're asking your ex to basically tell you all the things that wasn't right about you and the relationship. And that has the potential to bring out your defensive side. We all can get defensive when we feel we're verbally attacked. Even if it's just a slight attack, we still get defensive. So if you can try, even just for like a couple of minutes there in that conversation, be able to sit there and really listen and take in that criticism and see if you can see it from that person's perspective. Now, at that point, a little window open where you can see there is some truth to what they're saying. You need that sliver of an insight for you to be able to accept some of these flaws that you have and to work on these things. Okay, if you are in denial, if you're not accepting of them, if you don't want to hear criticism, then there's no way you'll want to think about changing, and there is probably very little chance your ex will come back, because that's why they left in the first place. So give it time to really think about what they're saying, see some truth in it, and then use that constructive criticism to now use it to improve and grow as a person. One other thing about this too is you don't want to be the only one taking all the blame in the relationship. You want to throw it back to the ex and, give them some constructive criticism too about what they could have done to improve the situation. And lastly, number 3, now you want to use what you have learned, the lessons you have learned, and apply it in your life. This is really important. You need to actually do the things you have learned and basically improve yourself by doing. It's not good enough just to acknowledge, okay, yes, I know I did these things wrong. Lots of people can sit there and admit where they went wrong, what they did wrong, but then do nothing to change. Like, lots of people are in that category. And I'm sure you have dated someone who, is the first to admit all their flaws and faults, but they do nothing to change it. And that's very, very frustrating, right? So you don't want to be that. You don't want to fall into that trap. So first, it's taking some time away from your ex. Can't do this in front of them. You don't want your motivation to be tainted by wanting to get your ex back. You want the motivation to be purely yours and yours alone. Why do I want to change? Why do I really want to change? And do I want to change? What is the real benefit to me here? Because if you don't have a personal tie to this, if you're not personally motivated to change or make those changes, and there are parts of you that wants to hold on to that bad habit or whatever it is, you're not going to change. Okay, you're just not going to change. So you have to find your own reasons. What am I really going to get out of this? How is this going to help me in my future? Okay, how is it really going to benefit me with or without my ex? Because your ex, you can't control whether they come back or not. You can control who you become as a person, and not only can you control that, really that's the only thing you can control, and the only thing you can count on is you being stuck with you for the rest of your life. So you have to find your own reasons and then put that into practice. That means changing some habits, talking to new people, trying things you've never tried before, going through that period, a month or 2 of discomfort by doing those things. And here's the thing, you want to do those things, and you can do those things without your ex. You don't want to trick yourself into thinking, I can't make these changes. What's the point of making these changes if my ex isn't there to see it or know about it? Okay, you don't want to be codependent on your ex to make changes in your life. You can make all the changes you want by yourself, and you should, to practice independence as an independent adult. As you are going about making your changes, word will definitely get back to the ex. At some point they will know, through talking to you, through talking to friends, through talking to family, and they will be curious about that. They will probably be happy for you. You would want them to be happy for you. Now, if they don't reach out, or if your world are so disconnected, there is nothing tying the two of you together at all, maybe that's just how it should be. There's some people that come into our life for a brief moment and then they're meant to leave. And that's beautiful on its own. But we need to accept that if they don't come back, then they don't come back, and we need to accept that. We need to accept that, well, I guess they didn't feel a strong enough connection and they're not my people, and I'm gonna find my people. The great thing about that is all the work that you're doing on yourself is still benefiting you. It's always going to benefit you, and that's the only thing you can control anyway. If they do come back, now you can rebuild your relationship on a better footing. One that is built on true honesty and a willingness for both of you, hopefully, to change, to evolve, and to grow into better people. So that's all from me this week. If you like this video, please like me, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to check out that quiz if you want to see if you have a real chance to get your ex back, and my best method of how to get your ex back if that's what you want to do. And that's all from me. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.